welcome to Baking with Nadia. Today we're going to be making a chocolate sheet cake, and we're going to make a half-size sheet cake, and it looks like this. And I'm going to be doing just one layer of cake. Now you can repeat the recipe to make more layers of the cake if you want 2 layers, 3 layers, or 4 layers. Also, this half sheet cake that we're going to be making, if we cut it right in half, it gives us a quarter sheet cake. So if you want a smaller sheet cake, you can do a quarter sheet cake. Also, if you prefer a round cake, please refer to my video on or my channel on how to make an 8-inch round cake. Okay, some of the equipment that we're going to be using are a half sheet tray, a sill pad or a parchment paper. We're also going to be using, I'm going to use my stand mixer, and some of the ingredients that we're going to be using are eggs, sugar, cake flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder. And I'm going to use coconut oil spray to line the sides of my tray so the chocolate cake won't stick to it. And I have my spatula that I will use also. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pour our eggs into our stand mixer. Then we're going to pour the sugar in also. And we're going to allow this to beat for quite a while. We're going to start on low speed and increase the speed gradually. And this mixture will become fluffy and creamy, and it'll rise halfway up, or even more than halfway up the mixing bowl, and then we'll add our dry ingredients. Okay. Okay, at this time we're going to go ahead and turn on our oven. And we're going to set it at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And this cake will cook or bake approximately 6 to 7 minutes because it's a thin layer of cake and it's at a very high temperature of 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to go ahead and increase my speed a little bit more now. So every about 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to increase the speed of this mixture until it becomes nice and fluffy and it raises almost to the top of the bowl. At this point, our egg and sugar mixture has beaten so much that it's fluffed up, and we're ready to put our dry ingredients in. Now I've sifted all the dry ingredients and I've mixed it together. So we have our cake flour, our cocoa powder, and our baking powder all together. Now spoon by spoon, I'm going to go ahead and pour it into this mixture. And I allow it to mix, and then I add the next spoon. And sometimes you can just increase your speed 1 notch. So you're going to do this 1 tablespoon at a time and allow the flour to mix in well with the egg and sugar mixture. And sometimes I hit the sides of my bowl to get the dry ingredients off the sides. You can do that if that happens. So we'll do this until everything is combined, and then we'll increase our speed little by little after everything is combined for maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and then we'll pour it into our half sheet tray. So if you notice, as we add our dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, our mixture will, you can say, deflate or shrink And that's okay, that's what it does. But just keep adding your dry ingredients in 1 tablespoon at a time and allow it to mix well before you add the second one. Okay, I've added all the dry ingredients and we're going to slowly increase our speed and let it mix for a minute or two. Okay, our chocolate cake batter is all ready to be poured into our half sheet tray. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, we're going to pour in our chocolate batter in. And if you notice, I'm going to be pouring it along the edges first. I want to fill it up all along the edges, and it'll just easily move inward towards the center. This helps to make the cake a little bit more even. And that's our oven. It's preheated now and ready on 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I've allowed the batter to sit in the half sheet tray for about a minute or two. This will help the batter just even out, so everything is evened, and we can put it in the oven now. We're going to put it right in the center of our oven. And this is going to bake approximately 6 to 7 minutes. Okay, I think our cake is just about ready now. I'm going to take a look at it. And the cake looks beautiful. Looks absolutely gorgeous. One thing I forgot to mention and do was to spray some oil, or I use a coconut oil. Let me show you, along the side edges so it doesn't stick. So I'll have to use my knife a little bit to get it out. But you can use butter, margarine, oil, whatever you like. And so we've just made one layer of this cake, and this is a half sheet cake. You can cut it in half and it will become a quarter sheet cake. You can make multiple layers of this to have a 3-layer cake or a 4-layer cake or a 2-layer cake, whatever you would like. And what I also do is I like to peel the top layer of this cake. I don't like the little layer that's the thin layer. Now, you don't have to do this, but I feel like it tastes better when you peel the top layer. And when you do peel the top layer of the cake, it just looks like this. So now what we can do is just with a butter knife, I went ahead and just sort of cut the edges, released the cake from the edges. And because I had my sill pad underneath, it comes right off easily. You can see that. Don't forget, you can peel off this top layer if you don't like it. It helps when you make your layers of the cake to put the sugar water on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and flip this cake over to get the sill pad off the bottom. We'll just do that, like that. And then you may have used parchment paper or a sill pad, and it easily comes right off. And this cake is very moist and very spongy. By just tapping it with my finger, I can feel the sponginess of it and the moistness. And then we'll go ahead, and it turned out beautiful. It's even all around the edges, and it looks great. We'll go ahead and flip it back into our half sheet tray. And it's ready to be used for a cake. And remember, you can make many layers of this when you're going to put whipped cream or frosting or whatever you'd like to put in between. And enjoy your chocolate half sheet cake.